I say queer in sexuality and in gender identity because I'm not into like throwing myself into a very specific term because that isn't what makes me comfortable. Hi, my name is Edouard. I'm currently a junior at the Louisiana School for Math Science and the Arts, and I am from Natchitoches, Louisiana. When I was growing up, I definitely did feel like I had to suppress a part of myself, despite I grew up in a very accepting household that was that encouraged us to be ourselves and to be comfortable being different from everyone else. I experienced most of my bullying in middle school, and it was like mental bullying as well as physical bullying. And I think it's because like I started becoming aware that my sexuality was not everyone else's sexuality, and I was coming more into myself. And I started dancing in middle school, and that led to being called gay and having slurs thrown at me and like physical bullying in locker rooms. Before I came out to people, I felt like I was trying to conceal a part of myself constantly, and that is very exhausting. Whereas now that I'm out to everyone and I just like don't care who knows, I can fully express myself without worrying what someone else is gonna think, or like that I'm trying to have this secret and protect this secret, because I don't have a secret to protect anymore. And it's very freeing. I never felt represented, ever. Like, growing up, there's not a lot of gay characters that you're exposed to. They were always portrayed as more negative, or they weren't portrayed as like human beings. It was just like their sexuality was kind of just like the gag. Whereas now, as I'm coming into my own like tastes in films, I can watch movies or TV shows or expose myself to queer art, and that allows me to kind of customize what I'm exposing myself to. And it's like I'm seeing all of the queer characters that have depth that I never got to see growing up. I think a lot of things helped me come to terms with my identity, and then also help me acclimate to being open about my identity. And I think supportive friends was a really big part of it, but I also think that art was a really big part of it. I love film, I love visual art, but I also am really passionate about performing art. And after starting to dance in middle school, I've stuck with it, and it's something that allows me to create art just like with my body, and I'm expressing myself and being vulnerable or putting on a character, and I think that really helped me get through some really tough times. Dance helped me through tougher times because it like was a creative outlet, but also it was a form of community. It allowed me to have like friendships that were outside of school, and we were creating art, and we were supporting each other's creation. But also, like beyond just the friendship, is that it allowed me to get movement out of my body and kind of address emotions in a way that is very unconventional. Dance has been something that's been really, really special to me because it kind of just, I don't want to say brought my life together, because my life is definitely not together, but it allowed me a way to cope with what I was experiencing. Friendships helped me through these really tough times because they were just a reliable support network. I could always fall back on them, especially in middle school whenever I was going through some really tough times. But even now that I'm at LSMSA and I've made some of the closest friends I've ever had in my life, that they just kind of like, they all come together and form a net, and they catch me before I fall too hard.
Hi, I'm Emmy, and I'm Edouard's #1 best friend. I'm Edouard's friend.
I'm Jules, and I'm also Edouard's friend.
There wasn't like a definite moment.
Yeah.
And we were like, yeah, but we all just kind of started hanging out with each other more and more and being like, wow, we enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
He's very warm, not physically, but like emotionally. He just like radiates like warmth and like sunshininess.
He's genuinely one of the coolest people that I know.
Yeah.
Like, he knows so many things. He's
very nice.
so nice. Like, he loves like meeting people and like making friends, which is like, wow. Yeah, he's so nice. At the beginning of last year, it's kind of weird to look back at pictures because he was not nearly so like bright and colorful, like personality wise. Like he's always been like pretty bright and colorful, but like
he didn't
especially
show.
Like this year he's come more into like his sense of fashion and like everything that comes with that, and like developing his interests and his passions. Oh my god, I love him so much. Yeah, like watching him like become the person that he is has been incredible.
I feel like he has learned to be himself even more because he felt like he's not scared to be himself anymore, because he already went through that like judgment and like scared to be himself, and like knowing that like it wasn't okay for people to like make him feel ostracized and like not like he fits in. I feel like when Edouard dances, he is already a super confident being, but I feel like he just becomes more, I feel like he becomes a lot more vulnerable, and it's really like beautiful to see, because I feel like he's always feels like he has to like set up to a certain image that people have held him to, so he like truly can just be himself and express himself in whichever way he feels.
Guy dancers in the South is not particularly common, but I'm really thankful that my parents supported me in my dancing, and my friends supported me in my dancing, and that dance was just there for me and kind of just was a friend in a way. Growing up in a small town with a small town mentality and pursuing dance, it really solidified my desire to do whatever I wanted to do, regardless of what other people would think of me. Because in middle school, whenever I started dancing, I was like one of the first guys at my middle school to ever dance, like at a studio, and I got crap for it. But I stuck with it because I really enjoyed what I was doing. Dancing in this small town helped me to realize what I want and to be strong about getting what I want. To anyone who experienced experienced anything similar to what I experienced while growing up, I'd say just it gets better, which is the most cliched thing to say ever, but there's always something beyond what you're going through, and that there's always a way to find something that can get you through that. Whether it's arts, or it's sports, or it's crafts, or friendship. There's something that you can find, or even if you don't find it as quick as you want to find it, whenever you find it, it'll be worth the time that you spend waiting to find it.